Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Modern Skyblocks 2. So, since last episode, I pretty much just kept on playing for the most part. So this video is not too long after the last video. Right now, it is me and Ryan, 1988 5555 on the server. Xavier just logged off, and Xavier's kind of hanging out because on our Discord channel, if you notice, well, let me scroll up here. You can see right here, Patreon server Skyblock. So people that aren't in the game can still communicate with everyone on the server. So he's been hanging out. I think he's at work at the moment. But anyways, since last episode, I did pop over to Xavier's place a little bit earlier, and he hooked me up with a few birch saplings and a few spruce saplings. Now, I was actually about to craft these like fairly soon because they're not very expensive. Spruce is just pumpkin seeds, bone meal, and dirt, coarse dirt, podzol, any of that to get spruce saplings. So very cheap. And then birch is 10 bone meal on a sapling, and you get birch saplings. So not too bad. Not beyond our means by any stretch of the imagination. And the nice thing is that birch is a little bit easier to harvest leaves from. And spruce, of course, gives like a stack plus of wood per tree. So I'm doing 2x2 spruce on at the moment. Also, another thing, because we were discussing it in chat, in the changelog, redstone dropping from witches was disabled. I know one person on our server's gotten it. I don't know if it was a fluke or what happened there, but I haven't gotten any redstone from the witches. That's fine. The mob farm has been running, and I will say that we're going to update that very soon because we're about to be able to get mob utilities, so we can do fans and mob mashers, or not mob mashers yet, but mob spikes and all of that. So we'll update that before long and make it a lot more powerful. Plus, we'll be able to get XP from it and just a lot of stuff. So we'll get into that possibly next episode. Start getting into that and start altering the mob spawner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that whole section there when that time comes, and we're going to have part of our island actually just wrap up, and we'll have a section up there, like it's going to be multi-floored. What I'm thinking for this series is having basically the city built on the cities, like different layers of the city that are all built on top of each other. I think is kind of my current idea moving forward. But also, I did move the sheep out of the house, and I don't have full dirt on this just yet, but I do have enough dirt here. I just crafted another grass block and set up the sheep here, and I've started breeding them a little bit. But before long, we're going to be able to get... Honestly, I could probably do it right now, but I'm going to wait till we have stone automated just because it would make it a lot easier. But we'll be able to do mob filters, and I definitely want to start getting into these and having this kind of in a filtered system, more or less. And then over here, I basically just laid out the platform that we're going to use for our cactus farm here in just a minute. Which we'll get into how all that works. It is a 7 by 13 is the dimensions on this. So, and I started using a little bit of spruce here and there, just basically in this section so far, just to kind of add a little bit of contrast. It's not gonna stay all acacia, but for right now, it was... I get so tired of seeing acacia in this pack right now. And then down here we have a drawer set up. So, one thing I want to show you guys, I was playing around with drawers, and if you hold shift and right click a drawer, you can pick it up. And it also works for chests and stuff. I didn't know what mod that was from. I was just playing with drawers, and I was like, whoa, that's amazing. And Xavier pointed out it was from the Carry On mod. And you're able to pick up like most tile entities and walk around with them. You do get, if you notice at the bottom right, you do get like a slow debuff. And we can't really run, like that's run speed. And you can't like switch items or anything like that when you're holding it. And it only works with an empty hand, by the way. But still very nice. Easy to move drawers around and do stuff like that without having to do packing tape and all that mess. So, my first time actually playing with the mod that I know of. So, I was super excited when I came upon that. I was like, whoa. So, anyways, I think first up, what we're going to go for is upgrading this. Okay, right now we have the stone combustion chamber, and we are ready to upgrade it. So over here, I've been running a bit of iron. So we have 53, and I think I've still got like 6. Yeah, 6 alchemical iron ore dust. I got tired of making shards. It's the only reason I haven't ran the rest of that. And I got to thinking after last episode, the casing is what does the heat. The combustion generator that goes inside of it is what does the efficiency, or not necessarily all the efficiency, because the casing does some of it. But the combustion, that's efficiency, furnace fuels, all of that. So what we're going to do, and okay, that charcoal's done. Good. Cooking spruce is awesome. I love it. By the way, I'm eating cactus soup now. I've upgraded to cactus soup, pot, stock, and cactus. And pot is just bricks and sticks, and stock is a pot with pretty much any kind of vegetable, meat, or bones. I've been using bones, but... Or no, I think I used carrots for the stack that I'm eating. But it crafts 3 at a time, and really stock is a good early game food if you don't have access to other things. But we can do cactus soup, and I will say that the saturation on cactus soup is crazy. Like, you eat like a couple cactus soup, and you have saturation for days. It's crazy. So, I crafted this stack of food, and it's lasted me... I mean, I've only used 7 pieces of it, and I've been running on that food for a while. So we will be upgrading probably to garden vegetable soup or something a little bit later on, but right now cactus soup is awesome. It is wonderful. So anyways, what I think we're going to do is I think we're just going to upgrade the casing for right now. This requires just a few iron plates, iron rod, and iron gears. So if we don't go for the combustion generator, we can get by with... Oh wait, this crafts 4 at a time. That's awesome. We can get by without the need, really, to go for the upgraded combustion right this second. We will get into that fairly soon. But for right now, if I just upgrade the casing, we'll be able to make redstone. 4 iron plates. There we go. Let's put this up. My inventory is a mess. I'm going to get to sorting. I started doing that with the drawers, but I'm steadily getting there. Alright, so iron casing, there we go. Okay, iron casing, we'll put that right there. Stone combustion generator, and then we'll put our button right there. And you can see that it's a valid multi-block. The iron casings, they can use glass, rock, or metals. So the rock up here and all that, that's fine. That is perfect. And this old stone casing is going off the platform. Okay, so now we're able to make redstone. And we have a good amount of iron to use for our other needs today, which is, it's going to be great, because we're going to be doing a lot of automation today. We're moving into that era, that stage. Okay, so to make redstone, we're going to need 2 gunpowder, 2 blaze powder for 4 redstone. So that's actually pretty cheap, I feel like. Okay, it looks like I've used all my blaze powder that I had over here. So let's just pop over to the mob farm real quick. And I will say that making all that iron took so much gunpowder. Like, so much gunpowder, but that's fine. Alright, let's throw in, like, 4 pieces for right now. And we'll go ahead and load this thing down with some heat. There we go. And there's a bit of blaze powder. Okay. So now what we can do is let's toss in 2 blaze powder, 2 gunpowder, and it's like 880 heat units minimum to make this. So we'll go ahead and bump that up, and pow, we have redstone. That's awesome. Okay, so now that we've got some redstone, let me dump off my inventory real quick because it's a mess. Oh, by the way, I did make a watering can. I was using it to spread grass a little bit faster. For some reason, I was thinking watering cans would be a lot more expensive in this pack, and they're not. It's just 4 stone and a pole, so not too bad. And I will say I'm going to put another drawer out here for saplings as well. By the way, what does it take to make... I'm curious what it takes to make drawer controllers in this pack. We'll have to get to nether quartz and diamonds. Okay, that's still a minute off, so... And I assume compacting drawers are pistons. Ugh, okay. It's going to be a while before we get into those. Alright, so the first thing that I want today is the block breaker at long last. The random things block breaker. So we're going to need to get ourselves an iron pick. Easy enough. And then just some cobblestone and a redstone torch. Just one of those. And there's our block breaker. Oh, life's about to be so much easier. And then let's get ourselves just a drawer. And let's go set this guy up. So for right now, and this is going to be kind of temporary, I'm going to put the block breaker down right here. Oh, it's got to be... Okay. There we go. And then what we can do is it should dump its items behind it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set up a basic drawer right here. And there we go. It's starting to get cobblestone. So there we go. 68, 69, 70, and so on. So we have automatic cobble. And I do think I'm going to move this in just a minute because I really don't want it here. I don't like this setup. I don't like the way it looks. So we are going to get that moved in just a moment. Probably put it over, probably over here a little ways. And I'm going to do the floor out of cobblestone. But for right now, that'll be fine. And now what I want to do is I want to switch over and automate our cactus. Because cactus is kind of a food staple at the moment. A very good one, to be sure. And I'm tired of harvesting this. Plus, we're going to spruce it up and make it a lot more powerful than our cactus is right now. We're going to increase the growth speed and whatnot. So let's just put a hopper on the back of that drawer so it can feed down into the drawer. And then what we're going to do is we are going to set up the blocks for it. And let me just grab... I'm just going to grab some of this cobblestone because now we have cobblestone aplenty. Oh, yeah, I'm used to Divine Journey at this point. So we're going to go ahead and lay out where our cactus is going to be. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put a stone block there... there. And these bottom ones are going to get removed, by the way. So just a heads up. Then I'm just going to go around and break these bottom blocks real quick. And then, oh, by the way, I want to show you guys something. Xavian was pointing this out. He was looking at some of the recipes. Modern Skyblocks has its own singularities. So you have these right here, similar to, the Avaridia singularities. This is from Extended Crafting. And, for example, like if we look at Iridium Singularity, you can see that it requires 100,000. All of these require 100,000 of the block, as well as an ultimate crafting catalyst, and basically a long process in quantum compression to get the singularities. Okay, and then there's also an ultimate singularity that requires all of them. There is more singularities for this than there was in Ozone. So, it's pretty intense. And it's 100,000 ingots. It's not blocks like it was in Ozone, but it's 100,000 ingots. And, of course, there's no EMC or anything in this pack. Now, there is magical crops, but not everything is magical croppable. Xavian said, he was looking through all these, and he said there was 2... on here that you will have to have a Tinker Smeltery making the alloy for you. Like, it's the only way to make it. And so it's going to be interesting. There's a few that you have to automate in weird ways like that. So, and how are we? 168 already. That's awesome. I'm so happy we have cobblestone now. One other thing that I would really like to make is a chisel for later on. So that's where one of our iron's going to go. And I'm just going to stick this in my ender chest. I'm going to use my ender chest as like our tool bag for the time being. Okay, so anyways, back to our cactus farm. We've got the cobblestone down. Now what we need to do is place the sand. And what we're going to do is if we look up snad, snad is in the pack, just another snad. And there is snad, red snad, and soul snad. And what snads do is they increase crop growth. So for snad and red snad, increases cactus and sugarcane, and soul snad, of course, is for netherwort. They increase crop growth by, I can't remember if it's 2 times or 4 times speed. It's a whole lot better than just using regular sand, and it's really cheap to make. I am going to have to get a bit of sand. So I'm going to have to grind this up because we're going to need a fair amount of snads. That's why I wanted to get cobble automated for that. So, what, 6, 12, 18? And I'll tell you what, we're going to toss this. I don't want this anymore. What we're going to do is we can now do compressed cobble grinding, whatever, however you want to call it. So let's do that. Let's get 9 of these. And then we can just compress them together and get ourselves a compressed stone rock grinder. That's what I want. And you guys probably know what this thing does. But in case you don't, let's take a bit of this cobblestone and just compress it. There we go. And I didn't make another furnace because that's another thing. I was just waiting for the block breaker because I was just like, I'm so tired of grinding up cobble that I don't even want to do it anymore. Alright, so compressed cobblestone, and then what we can do is lay this out and use our compressed stone rock grinder, and it's going to do 9 at a time. So there we go, we got a bunch of gravel, and then of course we can take this gravel and compress that. Get compressed gravel, and then let's go ahead and break this down. And we'll lay that out and get our snads. I had just enough sand too, surprisingly. Okay, so 18 snads, easy as pie. And this is going to produce so much cactus, it's going to be wonderful. And there we go. So we've got all of our snads laid out. And then, let's see, the next thing that we're going to want is something to break the cactus when it grows. So we are going to go with, I think, maybe fences. Because I've got some left over from the, 22 right here. I didn't have to come all the way back over here. And what we're going to do is just bring our fences up. The cactus is going to be planted here, and we're going to need the fences a block above it. And so what we're going to do is we are going to, cactus would be planted, well, I can't plant it right there right now. Let me remove this, remove that. And we'll bring these fences over like so, and then over here, and let me go ahead and put this cactus down. And so what would happen is if cactus grew, well, I cannot put it there. So cactus, if it grows right there, the fence is gonna break it off. So it's really as easy as that, and we just have to kind of replicate it on each of these. And of course these fences are gonna break cactus on this side and on this side. I hate those baby skeletons. I hate them with a passion. Like, you thought baby zombies were bad. Baby skeletons are like 10 times worse. Because of course they're the new skeletons too, so they like super dodge everything. So really we only need like three fence setups altogether. And actually I'm curious about something. I'm not for sure if snads fall or if they can float. I'm going to test that real quick, because I never thought to test that before. So let's come down here. Let me get this. Pick. Okay, they do fall. Okay, well that's good to know, I guess. Grab all this stuff, and we'll just replace that. Okay, so the cactus and the harvesting and all that stuff is done, and that's really all there is to it. I do also want to make sure that these have light, so I'm just going to put like a torch right there, and then we'll do, say, a torch. I'll do a torch right there, torch right there. Let me go ahead and break these off, and a torch right there, and then I'll just do, say, a torch right there. That should be enough light that these can grow all the time. And then the next thing we need to do is start placing out the water. So let me make sure there's no items, because I don't want this going in the hopper and locking up the drawer on us, which wouldn't really be a big issue, but okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put water on this corner, and then we're going to come over here, put water on this corner, and then over here we'll put down some water, and we'll put it into this corner. Yeah, all the cactus is breaking, but it's all hitting like dead zones everywhere. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work towards a conveyor belt. Just because it'll be a whole lot easier than messing with this water, trying to get this sorted out. So to make conveyor belts... Oh, actually, you know what I could do? I could just make vector plates. Well, that requires sugar. I mean, I've got some sugar, but I don't want to use it for that, so... Okay, well, let's go for conveyors. So to get conveyors, we're going to have to either get leather or rubber. And technically, I could make leather right now with the drying rack. It takes 8 minutes and 30 seconds, but the thing is, I can also make rubber from Tech Reborn. And I think that's what I want to do. So rubber is just smelted sap. And to make sap, we're going to need slime balls and plant matter. And slime balls are just plant matter and snowballs. Okay, and what we're going to want to do is get ourselves 4 sap, use it on a spruce sapling, and that's going to get us a rubber sapling. So let me get like 4 snowballs right here. And that's awesome that I have exactly 4 because I've just been harvesting them occasionally because if you look at the tops of the trees, there's snow on them, and that's where I get all my snow from. And then let me just really quickly make a pair of shears so I can get some plant matter. And I'm just going to take like a stack of this. We'll craft it up into plant matter. There we go. And then to get our sap, see, it was 350 heat units, 4 plant matter, and 2 slime balls. And slime balls were 8 plant matter each. Okay. Because we're going to need this before long anyways, so might as well go ahead and get it. So there's 32 of those, 4 snowballs. And let me go ahead and load this thing down with a little bit of charcoal. And there we go, 4 slime balls. And then we need a little bit more plant matter. What was it? Was it 4? I can never remember. It was 4 plant matter, 2 slime... Oh, 2 slime balls each. Oh, by the way, now that we have redstone, I am going to get a noise muffler, because these sheep have been driving me up the wall. Absolutely up the wall. So, luckily this recipe's not changed. So we'll just put this in, like, right there. And there we go. No more noisy sheep anymore. Okay, so I'm going to have to get some snow. Okay, so there's 6 snowballs. Easy enough. And I'm just going to need a bunch more plant matter. And I've still got a bunch of leaves in here, so... Okay, now we've got our 8 slime balls. Awesome. Then we just need to get our sap. So, 2 slime balls each, and then 2... There we go. Rubber sap. And then let's get 1 more of these. Okay, so 4 sap. Awesome. And then what we can do is, if we use life infusion 4 sap on a spruce sapling. So let me get this 4 sap. And we'll just use it on this spruce sapling. And... Oh, that didn't do anything. It's trying to grow that spruce sapling. There we go. Just because it was in the 2x2 setup. And there's our rubber sapling. Okay. We are definitely getting somewhere now. And for right now, I'm just going to put our rubber sapling... we'll put it like right here. That's fine. And we'll go ahead and grow it. Oh, there's a yellow spot. I was like, I don't even see any yellow spots on this. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to need is we are going to need to get ourselves a tree tap. And, okay, it's just standard. Sticks and wood. So, tree tap, there we go. And then just right-click that, and we got ourselves a piece of sap. Okay, we finally got the sap that we needed, and I did get 1 extra, but that's fine. I'll just put it into there, and then let me get a little bit of that. And let's go ahead and smelt this up, so that we can make our conveyors. And it's iron, redstone, which we've got all of that, so... There we go. And conveyors. I don't know why I put dirt in there, but... Okay. There we go. By the way, this one is just hand-placed rubber wood. I believe that can still spawn sap. So I went ahead and just set that up. It's actually spawning a lot faster now. It took a while to get those first those first few, and then when I AFK'd for a little bit, came back and I had, you know, 2 more to get the third and the fourth one. But anyways, let's pop over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to set up our conveyor belts, and we're going to have one right there, one there, one there. Oh, will it not? Okay, well anyways, the conveyors don't seem to want to work. So what we're going to do is, I guess to fix that, is let's go ahead and break this stuff off. And we're going to bring this down just a level. Okay, I think actually what we're going to do is we're going to put conveyors all throughout here. Conveyor there, conveyor there. So then if stuff does come over here, it's going to fall through, and it should go into the hopper. Should. Or it's going to bug out like that. Okay, let me go get just a few more hoppers. There goes one. Okay, that one went perfect. I think that one's just bugging out because I placed hoppers while it was... Oh, I think it finally went. Okay. Or not hoppers, but conveyors. Normally when I do a setup like this, I have like descending water. And, okay, I can confirm that placed rubber wood does create sap, which is awesome because that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm going to make a little nursery for this. It's only going to be here temporarily until I build out a little platform to put the wood on. And so I'm going to have like a little nursery, and the fact that I can place the wood manually makes it so much easier. It's going to make it so much easier. So now everything should get sent over to the hopper. And I just saw one get sent in. And let's see. I know it's been collecting this whole time. Okay, we have 88 right now. I don't know. I'm not sure how to look inside these without picking them up. I wonder if there's any controls for carry on. Okay, carry is left shift. I'm going to change it to maybe right shift. Okay, so now I can look inside of stuff. And then if I hit right shift and right click, then I can pick them up. That's a lot better. That's much better. Okay, so that's automated. Cactus is coming in, and I don't think any is getting stuck. Seems to all be going to the hopper. Not the cleanest automation for it, but it does the trick. There we go. Okay. So I am happy with it. And this whole farm should be chunk loaded. Technically this back section's not, so I'm going to go ahead and chunk load that. Okay. So probably by next episode that drawer is going to be filled with cactus. And we'll have as much food as we need, because between bones for stock, and of course a stack of bones makes 3 stacks of food, and then cactus coming in, we're good on food. We are set on food. Okay, now the next thing that I want to do just really quickly, this is very, very fast, is I want to just automate chicken eggs and feathers. And we will be, before long, we're going to automate chickens, like cooking chickens. But for right now, I just want to get chicken eggs and feathers coming in. That way I can break the eggs and, you know, maybe get some additional feathers, or some additional chickens, I mean. And so all we're really going to need for this is a hopper, and I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to set the hopper right there. And then what we're going to do is, let me put this here, and let me go ahead and grab some seeds, and we're just going to put some trim up here. Let me grab these. This might be a little bit difficult because I can't get up on top of the hopper. So just for a moment, I'm going to remove the roof. And there we go. He's up here. Then let's go ahead and just close that off. Oh no, you! Okay. Then all I have to do is close that off and replace my torch, and we're done. So he's on top of the hopper, and then we just have to handle collection. Now he does drop feathers and eggs, so I'm going to want to handle that, both of those separately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some transfer nodes, because we're at the point now where we can make transfer nodes. Let me get some, what is it, blaze powder and 2 blaze powder, 2 gunpowder. Okay. I have that on me. And then let's get ourselves some slabs. And I'm going to need some glass. So let me go ahead and get some of this smelting up. And let's see, transfer... Okay, we're going to have to get transfer pipes first. That's fine. So transfer pipes, there's 64 of those. And transfer nodes, there's 4 of those. Okay. And then I just want to get a couple drawers. So let me just go grab a little bit more spruce. And let me go ahead and remove this slab. And we're just going to put down our drawers. We're going to have one setting right here and one setting right there. And then I'm going to have to get down beneath this. Let me get some water. Okay, so we're just going to put our transfer node just right on the bottom of that hopper. And it's really as easy as that. Then we'll just do transfer pipes. Let me go ahead and set the filters. So right side's going to be feathers. Left side is going to be eggs. And transfer node. Okay, so now anything that he lays is going to go in one of the chests. And it sounds like he just laid an egg. Now we have 16. Okay, I had 15 before. So that part's done. Chickens are automated. Not super fast or anything. But like I said, it's on a server. And it's going to build up pretty quickly between episodes. Okay, now the next thing that I want to do is automate stone. Just move our cobblestone, basically. So let me get just a little bit of water. And I will say that we're going to set up something maybe next episode or between episodes or something like that. Basically just a place where we can get lava really, really easy. Because we can use lava to make more lava. So, like as a heat source. But basically what I've got here is I've just got 2 blocks down, and then it comes over, and then a block drop right there. So if we add in the water, you can see that it stops right there, and then it travels down. So then if we put the lava over here, we're not going to take a chance on it breaking any source blocks. Alright, so I'm going to break the, let's see, the block breaker. Let me go ahead and grab this lava for starters. I'm going to let that filter down, because I don't want to take a chance on the block breaker getting destroyed. Wouldn't be hard to make another one, but it's a waste of resources. There's that, and then we're going to grab this. Alright, so what we're going to do then is let's put our lava down right here. And you can see that those two flow together and they create cobblestone. And put the block breaker in. Okay. Okay, so now we should be able to put that right there. And there we go. And now it shouldn't mess up the source blocks like it did on the last setup, and it's a little bit more of a permanent location, sort of, or not permanent, but more long-term location. Okay, I went ahead and I added a lever right here so that we can manually shut off the block breaker, and we will probably next episode or something we'll fix that so it just runs whenever there's not space. But I just kind of did that as a temporary fix because when I need cobblestone, when I'm using cobblestone, I'm on here. So I was like, well, we'll just do that. Now, one thing that I want to do is let me go ahead and get a furnace. I'm going to need some wood. By the way, I did add sapling drawers here. It's been a little bit since I was last recording. And then over here, I moved the main rubber nursery. I'm just moving it over here. And these are all placed just on, these are all manually placed wood. So I'm just kind of filling it out. I'm doing 5 high, lighting up the top, and you can see the sap is growing on them. And before long, I mean, this is going to be packed full of sap, because like those trees over there had tons of sap. I didn't even bother collecting it, because I was like, well, we're about to have a nursery, and then I can just, you know, manually collect it for the time being. But alright, and then there's our furnace, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this, just because we get that better efficiency, which is a major thing. And we're at the point now, I have tons of Inferium Essence over in my mob farm, so might as well, if we make a furnace, just go straight for Inferium. Okay, so now that we've got that, what I want to do is I want to set up, do I want to use iron, or honestly, transfer pipes are cheaper at this point, so. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a transfer node right here on the bottom of this drawer. This is the cobblestone drawer. Or no, I'm losing my mind. I do want to do that, but not yet. Not yet. What I want to do is I want to automate charcoal. Semi-automate charcoal. And I think that... Actually, I think I am going to put it down there. And this stuff's all like temporary automation, but let me just get a chest. And I want it so that we can just come in here and dump, you know, pretty much any kind of wood into this and make charcoal with it. So we'll have a chest right there. We're going to have a transfer node there. And then just have it come out like that. And then what I want to do is have the furnace right here. Now, I lied. The furnace right here. Okay. And then, because then we can just come up there where the lever is on that platform, dump wood into this. And then we're going to have it come out into a drawer. And let me pop down here. I want to put the transfer node on the bottom of this. So transfer node right there. And connect that up. So then it will automatically pull out the charcoal whenever it gets done. And then what I want to do is just one other thing. And that is take a transfer node. Put it right there. And we're just going to have this feed over. Like that. So it can take charcoal and feed it back into the furnace for us. Now it is going to have to fill up a little bit of a buffer initially, but for example, if I had charcoal in here, you'll notice it starts getting pulled out and put into the fuel slot. And then what I can do is, which of these do I have a lot of? Yeah, I'll just grab like say a stack of acacia wood, maybe a little bit of birch and like a piece of spruce or whatever. So I've been gathering wood out here. I've got some wood on me. And then what I can do is just come up here to this chest, throw the wood into here. It's going to start getting filtered out, going into the furnace. And I have that feeding into the wrong slot. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. I forgot it needs to go in the top. So, I'll tell you what. I may do a little bit of adjustment where this is placed out. But for right now, that'll be fine. Because I've got to figure out how I want to lay all this out. Because we're going to have a bunch of furnaces with like semi-automated setups over here. But you can see anyways, the furnace is running. It made a piece of charcoal. And then the charcoal will, in a second, get fed back over into this furnace. So then I'll always have charcoal on hand as long as I keep feeding, you know, a bit of my wood into this. Not a lot, because of course it's making like 9 charcoal per charcoal. So, you know, with the efficiency from this furnace. So I'm just tired of making charcoal. That's one of the things I get tired of making. So I wanted to implement that. And then once I let that run for a little while, I'm going to let the charcoal build up in that so we have a bit of a buffer and everything. But probably next episode, because it's really, really quick to set up, I'll probably prep some furnaces and transfer nodes and stuff like that. And then we'll start working on a semi-cobbleworks. So we'll have stone, the cobblestone from this get filtered down and create smooth stone. And then we'll probably have a spot that takes in gravel, or maybe not gravel. Can I make concrete in this pack? Or do I have enough need at the moment for smelting gravel? No, there is no smelting gravel, it looks like. But we will have something set up for sand so that I can make glass. Some little things like that that'll just make our lives a little bit easier if we can just come over here, throw this stuff in, and you know, have the resources that we need. So anyways, with that, I am going to end out this episode here. I know it's about wrapping up point. So I feel like the automation that we did today, it's going to help a lot moving forward. Next episode, we will probably be upgrading that, because that was really just a rough, dirty AFK design. But we are at the point now where we could set it up so that it runs when we're off the server using mob utilities, and we could also have XP being farmed and just really upgrade it a lot, because surprisingly, the mob utility stuff is not expensive in this pack. Like, it is not expensive. Fans requiring a bit of redstone, but redstone's easy to make. I mean, it makes 4 at a time for very minimal cost. The spikes are going to be kind of expensive, but I'm planning on only making like 4 of those. But anyways, I'm going to end it out here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already for more daily videos. I will do a bit of prep between this episode and next, because I'm going to build like a walkway that goes up there, and that way we can remove the drop chamber once we're done, and we can implement all this stuff. So, and I'll probably maybe pull the roof off of that right before next episode so that we can make our adjustments and everything. And the nice thing is we won't have to rely on water anymore. And so we can start implementing Enderman. So I don't know for sure if we're going to use fans or vector plates. I mean, both are very, very good, but vector plates actually are a little bit cheaper, and I have sugar coming in, so we might go with vector plates. Just the standard ones for now. Or maybe vector plates and have some fans on the corners where the mobs spawn. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope to see you guys next time. We might also get into a little bit with Embers next episode. I have to double check a couple things on there because Embers has changed a bit since the last time I used it, so I have to kind of double check to make sure that I can perform all the steps. But I will say that, like, the Ember shards are craftable with blaze powder and crystal shards now. So I'm going to have to double check just a couple things on progression with that mod, but I think we can start getting into that, which means we can get plates fairly easily. And instead of doing like 4 iron for each plate, we can do 1 iron for each plate. And that way we can spread out our iron a lot more, and making that upgraded combustion unit is going to be a whole lot easier. So I do know that diamonds, we can make those fairly soon though, because I was looking into that with mob mashers. We can do that if we upgrade to a nether brick combustion unit. So we might do that before long. The efficiency is not good on it, but it does have the high heat that we need to access a lot of things. So I'm going to give that some thought as well, but we'll cover that in the next episode or two. So anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. As always, if you guys have any questions, do let me know, and I'll do my best to get those answered for you. Until next time, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys next time.